Hello, and welcome to this MMCEPI Masterclass on the Greek real estate market. My name is Periklis, the Avatar. I'm speaking to you today on behalf of EPPA, the association representing certified real estate professionals across every corner of Greece. Why should Greece matter to you? Whether you're a property investor looking for your next opportunity or a real estate professional advising clients. Over the past 2 years, whilst many European markets have been struggling, Greece has quietly become one of the continent's most compelling real estate stories. And here's the thing, most people still haven't noticed. Let me give you some numbers that might surprise you. In 2024 alone, property prices in Greece increased by 6.5%. Transaction volumes jumped by nearly 29%. And the total value of sales rose by over 35% year-on-year. These aren't just statistics, they represent real opportunities that smart investors and professionals are already taking advantage of. But before we dive into the opportunities, let me tell you who we are at EPPA. EPPA isn't just another trade association. We have members in every single region of Greece, from Athens to remote island villages. Our mission is straightforward. We promote professional excellence, ethical standards, and transparency in property valuation throughout Greece. What makes us different? Every one of our members complies with the European Valuation Standards, EVS 2025. We speak your language, not just literally, but professionally. When you work with an EPPA member, you're working with a true professional. You're working with someone who understands both Greek market realities and European professional standards. That matters more than you might think. Now, let's talk about what's actually happening. For those of you who remember the crisis years, 2010 to 2016, the market was devastated. Property prices fell dramatically. Transaction volumes collapsed. It was a difficult time. But here's what's important. That period is over. Greece has been through its transformation, and what you're looking at now is a mature, stable market with serious growth potential. The macroeconomic picture tells the story. Greece has achieved political stability, economic recovery, and sustained foreign investment interest. The residential market reached nearly $8 billion in 2024, and projections show growth to over $9 billion by 2029. Let me break down what's driving this growth, because understanding these drivers is crucial if you want to make smart decisions. First, Greek property remains remarkably affordable. Compared to Barcelona, Lisbon, or the Italian Riviera, Greece offers significantly better value. That gap won't last forever. Second, the rental market is extremely tight. Demand massively exceeds supply in all major urban areas. If you're thinking about investment properties with rental income, this is exactly the kind of market condition you want to see. Third, there's been a fundamental shift in buyer behavior. Greeks have rediscovered real estate as a secure investment vehicle. They're buying second homes for rental income and investing in properties with modern amenities and energy efficiency features. And fourth, this is important, foreign investment interest has exploded. We'll talk much more about this later. The Golden Visa program, combined with Greece's lifestyle appeal, has brought billions of euros into the market from international buyers. Now, what about the future? Where is this market heading? Our professional assessment is based on what EPPA members see every day. Greece is transitioning into a more mature, sustainable phase. We're projecting continued annual growth of around 3 to 4% through 2029. That might sound modest compared to the 6.5% we saw, but it's healthy, sustainable growth backed by solid fundamentals. The key point is this: the opportunity is still there, but the window is narrowing. The people who move now are ahead of the next wave. Maybe you're thinking, this sounds interesting, but I don't know the Greek market. It seems complicated. How would I even navigate this? That's exactly why EPPA exists. We bridge that gap. We understand the complexities of Greek property law and administrative procedures. And we can explain them clearly in your language, using professional standards you already understand. In the next segment, we're going inside the reality. You'll hear what our members are observing on the ground and where the specific opportunities are. Stay with me. This is where it gets really practical. Welcome back. Now we're going to talk about what's actually happening on the ground in Greece, the practical reality that our members deal with every single day. If you work in real estate, you know there's often a gap between market statistics and what's really going on in the field. So let me tell you what EPPA members across Greece are reporting right now. First, properties are moving fast. In urban centers and coastal areas, well-priced properties are staying on the market for much shorter periods than even a year ago. Multiple offers on attractive properties have become common. This is a competitive market. Second, buyers are more sophisticated than ever before. They're not just looking at location and price anymore. They're asking detailed questions about energy efficiency ratings. They want to understand long-term operating costs. They're thinking like investors, even when buying primary residences. And third, this is crucial. Demand is significantly outstripping supply in most market segments. That's Economics 101. Limited supply plus strong demand equals rising prices. This dynamic isn't going away anytime soon. Now, who exactly is buying in Greece right now? Let me paint you a picture of the typical buyer profiles our members encounter. On the domestic side, we're seeing young professionals seeking first homes, particularly in Athens and Thessaloniki. These are well-educated buyers with good incomes who want modern apartments in walkable neighborhoods close to their work. We're seeing families looking to upgrade to larger properties or relocate to suburban areas where they get better quality of life for their money. We're seeing investors, Greek investors, purchasing properties specifically for rental income. They're targeting tourist areas, university towns, anywhere with strong rental demand and good yield potential. And we're seeing retirees who spent their working lives in Athens or Thessaloniki now relocating to quieter coastal or rural locations where they can enjoy a better lifestyle. But here's where it gets really interesting: the foreign buyers. Foreign buyers fall into several distinct categories, and understanding these categories is essential if you're advising international clients or if you're a foreign investor yourself. We're seeing digital nomads seeking properties with excellent internet connectivity and modern infrastructure. Greece's lifestyle, climate, and relatively low cost of living make it extremely attractive to remote workers from Northern Europe and North America. We're seeing retirees from countries like Germany, the UK, and the Netherlands looking for lifestyle properties in warmer climates. These buyers typically have solid financial resources, and they're making permanent or semi-permanent relocations. We're seeing investors who want Golden Visa residence permits through property acquisition. I'll talk more about the Golden Visa shortly, but this has been a massive driver of foreign investment. And we're seeing diaspora Greeks, people whose families originally came from Greece, now returning to ancestral regions and buying property to reconnect with their heritage. What do all these buyers actually want? What are they looking for in properties? The preferences vary by segment, but some clear patterns emerge. For condition, there's overwhelming preference for newly built or recently renovated properties with modern specifications. These properties command significant premiums. Now, there's still a market segment interested in traditional properties requiring restoration, particularly in historic areas and on islands. But that's a smaller, more specialized market. For condition, there's overwhelming preference for newly built or recently renovated properties with modern specifications. These properties command significant premiums. Now, there's still a market segment interested in traditional properties requiring restoration, particularly in historic areas and on islands. But that's a smaller, more specialized market. For size, it depends on location. In urban areas, buyers typically want 60 to 100 square meter apartments, usually 2 or 3 bedrooms. In suburban areas, they're looking for 100 to 150 square meter houses or maisonettes with outdoor space. In island and coastal areas, size preferences vary widely, but properties with sea views are always in high demand. For location, the priorities are consistent. Proximity to transport links, particularly metro stations in Athens and Thessaloniki. Access to schools, healthcare facilities, and retail services. Walkability and neighborhood character matter enormously, especially to foreign buyers from Northern European cities. And of course, in resort areas, coastal or mountain views are highly valued. Now, let me talk about specific property categories that are seeing rising interest right now, because this tells you where the opportunities are. Energy-efficient properties with Class A or B ratings are commanding premium prices and selling quickly. Smart homes with modern technology integration are increasingly popular, especially with younger buyers and digital nomads. Properties in regenerated urban areas with improved infrastructure are outperforming the broader market. Eco-friendly developments with sustainable features appeal to environmentally conscious buyers. And properties suitable for short-term rental exploitation in tourist areas remain in high demand, though I should mention that regulations around short-term rentals have been tightened recently. Before we move to the next section, let me address some challenges you need to understand. Financing conditions have improved in Greece, but lending criteria remain strict. Many purchases are still conducted with substantial cash deposits or entirely without financing. This is particularly common with foreign buyers. Renovation costs have increased significantly. Building materials and labor are more expensive than buyers often anticipate. If someone is planning energy efficiency upgrades, they need to budget realistically. These improvements are worthwhile, but they require substantial investment. The Greek administrative system can be complex. Property title verification, building permit compliance, planning permission issues. These can delay transactions if you don't have professional guidance. This is precisely where working with EPPA members makes a critical difference. And finally, there's the supply constraint issue I mentioned earlier. Limited available inventory in high-demand areas means buyers often need to compromise on location or property characteristics, or they need to be prepared to pay premium prices. Now, here's what I want you to understand. These challenges aren't reasons to avoid the Greek market. They're reasons to work with qualified professionals who understand how to navigate them. Every attractive market has complexities. The question is whether you have expert guidance to help you succeed despite those complexities. In the next segment, we're going to take a detailed tour through Greece's regions, all 13 of them. Because here's something most people don't realize. Greece isn't just Athens and a few famous islands. There are extraordinary opportunities in regions that most international buyers have never even considered. That's coming up next. Welcome back. This is where we're going to take you on a journey through Greece, all 13 administrative regions. Because if you're serious about Greek real estate investment, you need to understand that opportunity exists everywhere, not just in the places everyone already knows about. Let's start with Attica, which includes Athens and the surrounding area. The Athens metropolitan region remains the most dynamic market in Greece. For new properties, you're looking at average prices around 3,700 euros per square meter. For older properties, around 2,500 euros per square meter. The Athens Piraeus area experienced 6.5% price growth for older properties and 6% for new builds in 2024. But here's what's interesting. Within Attica, there are dramatically different submarkets. The northern suburbs, areas like Kefisia, Marousi, Psychiko. These are established, affluent neighborhoods with excellent infrastructure. The southern suburbs along the coast, Glyfada, Vouliagmeni, Varkiza. This is the Athens Riviera, commanding premium prices for lifestyle properties with sea access. The city center itself is experiencing regeneration-driven growth. Neighborhoods that were neglected for decades are now attracting young professionals, artists, and entrepreneurs. Property values in certain central Athens neighborhoods have doubled in 5 years. East Attica coastal locations attract buyers wanting proximity to Athens, but with better quality of life. There's a strong second home market here. West Attica offers more affordable options for first-time buyers and investors. Now let's move north to Central Macedonia. Thessaloniki, Greece's second-largest city, shows robust growth. New properties average around 2,600 euros per square meter, significantly more affordable than Athens, with older properties around 1,800 euros per square meter. The city has university student accommodation demand that remains consistently strong. Eastern suburbs and waterfront areas command premium prices. But Central Macedonia isn't just Thessaloniki. Chalkidiki is a premier coastal destination with a strong tourist and second home market. The Sithonia and Cassandra peninsulas are particularly sought after. What's changing is that year-round residential interest is increasing alongside traditional summer home demand. Let's talk about Crete, Greece's largest island. All 4 prefectures of Crete, Heraklion, Chania, Rethymno, Lassithai, show strong market activity. Year-round tourism supports a robust rental market. We're seeing a growing trend of permanent relocations by both Greeks and foreigners. Coastal properties command significant premiums, but here's something interesting. Traditional village properties in mountainous areas are attracting restoration-focused buyers who want authentic Cretan lifestyle. The South Aegean region includes the Cyclades and the Dodecanese. In the Cyclades, Mykonos, Santorini, Paros, Naxos, Milos, the luxury market is particularly strong. In Mykonos and Santorini, properties can exceed 10,000 euros per square meter in premium locations. But other Cycladic islands offer more accessible price points, whilst maintaining strong rental yield potential. The Dodecanese, Rhodes, Kos, Patmos, Karpathos, Rhodes and Kos lead in transaction volumes. Medieval town properties in Rhodes are highly sought after. There's a growing digital nomad community. Year-round accessibility supports a permanent residence market. The Peloponnese offers a diverse regional market spanning coastal tourism areas and traditional inland communities. Messenia and Laconia coastal areas are particularly popular with foreign buyers. Historic towns like Nafplio command premium prices. Wine-producing regions like Nemea and Mantinea are attracting agritourism investors. And the mountains provide affordable options for nature-oriented buyers. Central Greece, Styria Elada, is often overlooked, but it shouldn't be. Evia, Greece's second-largest island, has close proximity to Athens, driving a strong second-home market. Northern Evia coastal areas are popular for year-round living. Southern Evia offers more affordable options. Boeotia is benefiting from industrial development and transport infrastructure improvements, making it an affordable alternative for Athens commuters. West Greece includes Patras, Greece's third-largest city, in the Achaia prefecture. Patras offers university town dynamics, with growing student accommodation demand. It's a port city with business-related residential needs. Crucially, it's significantly more affordable than Athens or Thessaloniki. Ilia, which includes the ancient Olympia area, has coastal areas along the Ionian Sea, showing steady tourism-driven demand. Aetolia Acarnania is an emerging market with significant potential. Coastal properties here are undervalued compared to other regions. Marina developments are attracting yacht-owning buyers. Here's what I want you to take away from this regional overview. Greece offers extraordinary diversity. Whether you're looking for cosmopolitan urban living, beachfront luxury, mountain authenticity, island charm, or undiscovered value opportunities, it exists in Greece. The question is whether you have the local expertise to find it. That's what EPPA members provide. In our final segment, we're going to talk about foreign investment specifically, the Golden Visa Program, what international buyers need to know, and why working with certified EPPA members is essential for successful transactions. Stay with me. In our final segment, we're going to talk about foreign investment specifically, the Golden Visa Program, what international buyers need to know, and why working with certified EPPA members is essential for successful transactions. Stay with me. Welcome to our final segment. Now we're going to focus specifically on what foreign investors need to know about the Greek market, including the Golden Visa Program, practical guidance for international buyers, and the critical issue of energy efficiency. Let's start with a fundamental question. Why has Greece become so attractive to international investors? Strategic location, resilient tourism, and property prices that remain favorable compared to other Mediterranean destinations. Since 2013, the Golden Visa Program has been a central driver of foreign demand. Over 11,870 Golden Visas have been issued, bringing in more than 2.9 billion euros in foreign direct investment. Recent regulatory changes are important. In select high-demand locations, the threshold has increased to 800,000 euros. However, the 250,000 euro threshold remains available in all areas, but strictly for properties converted from commercial to residential use or for investments in designated listed buildings. However, the 250,000 euro threshold remains available in all areas, but strictly for properties converted from commercial to residential use or for investments in designated listed buildings. This strategic choice allows for nationwide accessibility under specific conditions. Where is demand coming from? In 2024, Israel led growth with 70%, the UK with 51%, and the United States with 47%. Foreign real estate investments accounted for over 938 million euros in the first half of 2025 alone. Luxury buyers focus on the Athens Riviera, Mykonos, Santorini, and Chania Old Town. Value-oriented buyers look at the Peloponnese and regional towns. Digital nomads need high-speed connectivity in central Athens or Thessaloniki. Practical guidance. Due diligence is critical. Engage qualified legal representation. Verify property titles at the land registry. Confirm building permit compliance and planning permissions. Assessment of market value by REV certified valuers is essential. You'll need a Greek fiscal code, called an AFM, and we highly recommend opening a Greek bank account for smooth transaction processing and utility payments. Professional support from EPPA members reduces risk and delays. Now I need to talk about energy efficiency. Approximately 80 to 85% of Greek residential buildings fall into the lowest efficiency categories. Most were constructed before modern standards existed. This is changing rapidly. From January 2021, all new buildings must meet nearly zero energy NZEB standards. Greece has committed to renovating 15% of residential buildings to these standards by 2030. Energy class influences value. Properties with Class A or B command premiums of 5 to 12% and sell faster. In the rental market, tenants increasingly prioritize efficiency due to utility costs. Typical costs for comprehensive energy upgrades range from 20,000 to 40,000 euros for an apartment. It's a significant but necessary investment for marketability. Upgrade measures include insulation, solar thermal systems, and high-efficiency cooling. The Greek real estate market offers compelling opportunities, but success requires professional guidance. This is exactly why EPPA exists. Our members adhere to European Valuation Standards EVS 2025. We bridge the gap between market reality and your expectations. The opportunity is clear. Are you ready to take action? Thank you for joining this MMCEPI, spelling MMCEPI, Masterclass on the Greek real estate market. Reach out to us directly to connect with certified EPPA members. We look forward to working with you.